Hey guys, how's it going? Jasensational here, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have something special, not because this is some uber busted hidden meta tech deck that I want to share with you guys for the first time ever, but this is the result of 5 days of copium, and you've asked, so I'm here to deliver. This is the Udyr deck that is so close. It's like, it's so close to being okay, but it's just a little bit niche, and it has some matchups where it kind of just farms if you have the right cards and stuff. But enough of that rambling and shenanigans. Let's just go over the deck, and we'll talk a little bit more about it in depth. So this is a Udyr Kench deck, but most importantly, it has Scargrounds. So the basis of this deck is a little bit centered around this Scargrounds card. We have cards that synergize with it very well, such as Ember Maiden, as well as cards like the Reaver and Bone Scryer. We also have, of course, Kench. Kench being able to get tough not only gains 1 extra health when it tries to eat things, but also just helping it scale in attack, just allowing it to go from the back row into an actual attacker is really, really strong. What Kench also does for this deck is also just give yourself a little bit more of that hard sort of single target removal. With this sort of deck and shell, especially with the Udyr spells, the stance changes, you can actually use the Ram stance the Boar stance to give Kench +2 and regen. So Kench caps off with only 1 spell as an 8 health unit with tough, allowing you to essentially eat most things within the current meta. And it's actually pretty cool because it does obliterate, so if people are using the attach stuff in the Papercraft Dragon, you can actually sneak and Kench through, provided that it doesn't die. And of course, you do have the Freljord cards like Troll Chant as well as Elixir of Iron, and 3 Sisters to buff up Kench's health to keep it alive. Now, I think another really cool combo with this is the fact that Ember Maiden plus Bone Scar being the 2 mana 0/5 when I survive damage, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. When you have these 2 cards together on board with a Scargrounds and your opponent doesn't really have the interaction to deal with it, whether their deck only runs pink cards so that they can't actually get through the tough, or they simply just don't have many sort of removal spells by itself, this combo actually starts to chip away at our opponent's health, dealing 2 damage a turn, while also just completely scaling your units to represent big boys. And if we do get to the late game with a lot of big attack units, we can actually also use another stance. Oops, sorry, wrong card. We can use the... I'll remember the name sometime. We can actually use the Wild Claw stance to give them overwhelm and threaten a lot of damage. But overall, this sole concept of just using the Scargrounds and buffing things up is not really anything new, but with all this sort of synergy, we do get a level up Udyr. Not that it's super impactful or anything, but, you know, a deck that actually at least levels Udyr with Udyr in it is sort of the theme of today's video. Just a few extra cards that I have added are the Merkle Shamans. I just think the Shamans overall are really, really powerful for what they do. And these are wrapped into just the general sort of transform cards. This one actually draws as a card when it transforms, being a 4 mana 5/5 region, chumping on the board, helping us get a little bit more of that mid-range beef in is really good. For a region that also just lacks a lot of card draw, our only card draw, I believe, is Fortune Croaker. Adding in the Merkle Shaman just to help us draw a little bit more is really, really helpful. And the Mammoth Shaman, a card that I think is actually quite underrated in how powerful it is, especially if this transforms. So once you play it as a 6 mana 4/4, if your opponent can't kill it and it transforms, it suddenly becomes a 6 mana 8/8 overwhelm. And with the rest of the deck, you have a little bit of reach, and once you have the overwhelm onto board, you can start just scaling and crushing your opponent, especially if your opponent just doesn't have a good way of interacting with these as well. So that's sort of the deck. It's it's not that good. Disclaimer, it's really not, but it's close. It has really cool combos, and when you pull it off, it actually does pretty well, but it's very specific around Scargrounds, of course, and whether or not you can stick certain cards in certain matchups. But again, this is your Udyr deck that I have promised you guys, and you guys have asked for, so please do check out the games and see how it performs, and just give a general, like, you know, if you want to try it out, don't say I didn't warn you. But this is where I've gone. This is where I think Udyr shines the most, especially if you're trying to build around Udyr himself. Now you can just splash Udyr in something else and can do fine, but having a sort of build around to Udyr here is cool and interesting and unique. So check out the games. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. And really quickly before it jumps into games, because this is a relevant shout out to my friend Sirturmund. He is the inspiration, and I kind of stole most of the deck by him besides changing 2 cards. So go check him out. I'll link his channel in the description. And he's just a fantastic player, great tournament guy. He's growing out his channel. He's doing really well for himself. Also daily content. So be sure to go over there and subscribe and check out his gameplay as well. So thank you and enjoy the games. The last attempt. I have no idea what's going on here. Some like fast speed comet. In this sort of matchup, I think it's fine if we just full mull for exactly Kench and Scargrounds. If we find like other things, then you know we're maybe alright. Ooh. Please. Okay, play Zoe and then an Ice Shard turn 2. Okay. Okay. Drawing Kench is fine. Oh, perfect. Really good curve, too. So this, like, really fixed it up. That's a cool combo if you want to keep 1 to 2, I suppose. Kench on 4 is going to be real big, especially with all these combat tricks. It's going to be nice. Pushing 5 here. Pretty sweet. Oh, okay. Didn't see that one coming. You need to be a little bit careful about cards like exactly Ruination, just because our decks can't really deal with that very easily. So that's like something you need to look out for. You can go Region as well onto Kench. Curious. Maybe. Also, Vengeance, right? So just the hard SI removal cards just kind of put a dent into what we want to be doing. So we'll try not to commit too much. Or just as little as we can, realistically. I can go like this. Just really nice. Give the Kench regeneration. Without exactly Scargrounds, our game plan isn't really chugging along too well. If he has a Vengeance, it gets out here anyways. If he passes, I won't commit this quite yet. Sure. This looks like a Vengeance, honestly. Oh, that's punishable, right? It's probably not worth, honestly. Because, like, if he has any ping next turn, I'm just in the same spot, right? Oh, is it? It's +4? Yeah, and then be at 1 health and then any ping. I'll just let this through. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I can set up for like a Ice Shard or something as well. If I float here, I could Ice Shard into the Shaman. Not sure if that's my game plan right now. Keep drawing. Okay, now I really want to get one of the Shamans down. Just a little bit awkward this turn. We'll just set up for an Ice Shard and then figure things out from there. I think this out is pretty nice. Yeah, so without Scargrounds, our deck's it's not really doing much. Maybe find Udyr and that does something. God damn it, dude. Okay, so like a stance into an ice shard sets us up pretty well. Ooh, the Udyr's actually pretty good here. Can we just get a shaman down this turn? The only way for him to stop this is like with a vengeance. And he wouldn't like burn a vengeance here. Seems kind of weird. And then we can clean up the rest of the board with an ice shard. Oh, he's an invoke deck. Okay. It's Senna? What's his splash? So he's splashing Senna and maybe something else? That's good to know, because now I don't necessarily need to play around removal cards. Also means that my Rager is pretty decent in this sort of situation. Another Kench is actually really fantastic. That's not happening. Let's play out another one then. These will try to snowball him. This is actually kind of crazy. The units are just so big. So big. B-I-G-G, big. Just casually a 5/8 Moon Dreamer, oh boy. And these are still much bigger though. Wait, what? Oh my god, it fizzled because he fizzled it. Wow. I wasn't keeping track of all the Celestial cards, but it actually fizzled the alignment. That's so good for us. That's insane. I think we're fine just taking it slow here. Still a 6/6, right? Yeah. That was really crazy that that sort of scenario came up. Sure. Hi, Zoe. Main deck peak. Let's go. Goodbye, telescope as well. Fog. I can give this region. That's kind of funny. We'll soft pass with the elixir. Keep our unit alive and remove his. Seems pretty fun. So we're just dying to this activated. He's finding like an Equinox. Not quite. Yeah, there's no need to do anything here. Moon glow. Just give like Udyr overwhelm or something like that. Alright, bet. Shaman's just kind of carrying the late game against these decks that didn't really have the removal. Obviously fizzling out their alignment was pretty bonkers, but not trying Scargrounds definitely slow down our game plan as well. So it'd be better. I definitely think like these sort of SI control decks give us a lot of trouble because we just don't have ways to play around like Vengeance or Ruination. That's like very scary. Ooh, Scargrounds. That's huge. Holding 2 mana isn't quite enough to do anything. I think we can just play it out here. Worst case scenario, it gets like Mystic shotted to like a Sentinel. That's sort of okay as well. Having the Scargrounds this game should hopefully help us out a lot. You need to find some card draw overall. It's like finding a few croakers will help us just maintain card advantage as well. Not gonna trade off because of Scarground. Make him work for it. Let's take the pass here and play it next turn. I can at least like float mana as well. I can go like Reaver into like Ram. Kind of interesting. I'll pass here then for now. I guess I could have played Kench this turn if I played Scargrounds last turn. It's definitely up for consideration. Yeah, maybe that was even correct to do so. We have 2 AoEs, so hitting the Kindred is... we're almost there. This is actually really good. We could like Ice Shard Troll Chant on stack to kill Kindred. It's actually really cool because if we play Bone Scryer and we Ice Shard into the Kindred, this actually dies because of how the quick attack mechanic works. I learned that earlier today. Like quick attack with like these kind of stuff because it hits first and then I get the proc. Oh wow, interesting. This is like really weirdly tough. So I'm really not sure what I should be doing here. I think getting like the second Ram Stance so I can combo with Ice Shard's pretty cute. I feel like I could have committed playing the Kench earlier. These are all like sort of okay. Excuse me? Oh, that's hilarious. I guess he wants to deny the Ram Stance, but still... that's suspect as heck. For sure, for sure. I think we'll just try to stick the Kench here and eat the Kindred next turn. He has like another... he has another Vengeance, obviously stinks. I didn't even check if it was off the Financier. But he did deny us a lot of like Udyr proc, which is also slowing down our game plan a little bit. Not that it's super important. With Udyr, I feel like I was watching like Riven play with Udyr earlier, and he was definitely a lot more, shall I say, aggressive. Not aggressive, but he was like actively getting the like the cost reductions of the stance swaps using like Udyr's like striking with Udyr. That stinks. I'll try to sneak this through. Sick. Ooh, we got punished there. It's like if we just Pine lead, we'd be able to play around that. Wasn't quite thinking through. That sucks for sure. Something we could have easily played around if we were thinking about it. Our hand does nothing. It's kind of getting outgrinded. I need to look to adding a little bit more card draw back into here. Against these like SI control decks, you just really don't have much option to do things. Croaker. My Udyr is 1 out of 7. That's so pitiful.
Our ancient enemies are returning.
Then, young fox, lead us to their heart.
Like, I could, like, strike with Udyr here, most likely. Er, so this will discount my stance swap. I think he should commit this after the fact. But now that I know, I can just full chant now if I want. I think that's fine, because if he passes, I'll just kindly it then. Once I do it now, I can protect it.
Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon.
This one's kind of interesting. Definitely an interesting position. I don't really have the ability to like outgrind him, so I kind of need to work for it here. I'll set up for an ice shard, I suppose. This actually kills this and denies the Kindred proc. Not sure how useful that is, but please something. Because I want Udyr to be able to strike and generate another stance, ideally speaking. Like whatever he attacks with here, I can just troll chant.
I don't bite.
He doesn't have Ledros, which is kind of a little bit of a saving grace. But for sure we're not like doing too much here. Cute. Not much we can do here, unfortunately. He only attacks with this, we could troll chant Udyr and then give it like regen. Not sure how valuable that is. Ooh, okay. Happy with this. Guess this doesn't quite matter. Marks this and it dies. Then give Udyr regen. I can even play Ember Maiden out here. What if I give the Ember Maiden regen? This gets me a stance swap, right? I don't know why it doesn't show me getting a stance swap, but this gets me a stance swap. Thank you. I can play this to kill this. We'll start with the regen, I suppose. Okay, it's kind of funny. Udyr is like actually generating a decent bit of value here. As funny as that is. We'll just deal with Kindred here. The issue is once he plays like a Ruination, we still fry ourselves a nice large hole. There's no way to play around Ruination. You're needed a turn ago. I'm gonna try to save it just in case I do this. Oh, you figured it out. That's no good. He has a Vi as well. I want to save this before I played my units. Yeah, we're just outgrinded here. There's not really much we could do here. His cards are just higher value quantity than mine. So like the first game we did well because A, they didn't have removal, and B, we also had just big threats that we could represent. This sort of has a combination of neither. Where we definitely could have played in ways to have saved our units, but we just kind of didn't play around them correctly. Mystic Shot was the best here, because now it gets tough and it can start actually soaking up some damage. Like when it's a 3-2, then you put in 3 extra damage. Damn. Holy hell. You got it, boss. We're still losing, funnily enough. Ah, of course. Yeah, like, their top end was just way better than ours. I might look to add a few extra cards into this deck. I think we hard lose to Lurk. We'll see. Scargrounds. I think Kench is pitiful in this matchup. Kench never realistically eats anything. He also has token. Very scary combination of things going on. It's like we don't really get a setup before these Scargrounds even gets placed down. Ice Shard's a lifesaver. Because it kills that, that's really big. And if he plays the Snapdraw Swarm, I can at least like soak some damage. Ice Shard's perfect. Only I could get the Scargrounds down before the Ice Shard. See if he plays. I can actually play the Croaker and block here. My Ice Shard gets a lot better. If he hit exact, ooh, that's really good. The issue is if he hits Rek'Sai here. Okay, no Rek'Sai. This is dead though, unfortunately. You block here just so it doesn't die. We really need to get Scargrounds down. Our position could be worse. This open attack is really good for us.
Step lightly.
From death, life.
We actually have a good amount of heal. And I can always get rid of these with the Ember Maiden. Kind of an issue. Next time we just play double 3. Mori has a Pike card. And then suddenly I can't kill this anymore. Rather, I kind of know. I just expect him to have Pike. He lurked twice, and then... Or he predicted, right? And then he lurked. That's also an issue. Because we're unable to freeze through it. We can, like, I guess... Battle Fury? Or not Battle Fury, but... pump it up. Full Chant Freeze is now an option, too. Would have liked for him to not have that. I can freeze that. I survive this round. Well, this will die to the overwhelm in a couple turns. I can just take like a troll chant or like I'll probably flash freeze just for health. I still feel like he has a pike. You can still play this. But I can still freeze. Shouldn't kill me. I can also troll chant now, and then the Undertine doesn't actually get overwhelmed. Kind of big. That's actually really big. We're still forced to block all the way down though, and lose our Ember Maiden. That's if he attacks with the Zurside Titan. If he doesn't, I get a pretty clean block, relatively speaking. Udyr's leveled, funnily enough. Considering just entombing this right now. Doesn't have Jawfish, which is nice.
The two-headed wolf hunts.
I'm not dying because of the Three Sisters and the Tough. We are on a very tight clock though. Like we might just kill ourselves here. Ooh. It's so funny he drew that instead of hitting it from a Lurk. So unfortunate from his perspective. Sacking this actually prevents us from dying right now. Wow. Unsure about what these two cards could be. This is a nice game, I gotta admit. It still could be like it'd suck if it was like Dollfish. Oh, he predicted that one. Oh, but it doesn't. Okay. Still a chance, funnily enough. Not sure how I get there, but chance is a chance is a chance. Because we can't just like double shard to kill Pike. Because we actually just lose there. I can attack with Udyr here with double Troll Chant. I need to save Troll Chant for the Pike. It's kind of a toughie. Is there anything that's useful here? It's like the +2/+2, I guess. Because then I only need to use one Troll Chant. And if I can strike, get a second one, I can actually cast it this turn. If it survives, and then I get Ooh. Now we're just dying. So we need a full swing. Then Troll Chant doesn't save anything. We can say we pray, we top deck a freeze. Oh, We're so close. You just don't have the health to survive even with double troll chant, do they?
Prove myself to the War Mother.
There's a chance somewhere, right? 8, 2. I do need to save Udyr here. Perfect. That's huge. Sort of. No, we're still losing because I needed to play the stance to give myself regen. So now I'm still losing. So I need to top like a freeze for Pike. 3 sisters off the top. Oh my god. You're actually kidding me here. Oh. Down. What a top deck. I suppose like almost anything from his side would have just done it. Is there anything here that does something? No. So I need a freeze. I need to entomb Rek'Sai. And then I just die here. Down. You're so close. The card deck was functioning until it wasn't, where we couldn't really close the game fast enough. But like, that was actually a pretty interesting game as far as things go. I just think that matchup was just not good for us regardless. Is Riven. It's a good thing we run 3 sisters, because the entomb is gonna matter. Actually, scratch that. Entomb does nothing on Fizz. Leveling Udyr's cool and all, but it's not good. There's no reason to level Udyr. Like, I think you can build like a cool and interesting show that actually focuses on leveling Udyr, but at the point, even if you're able to level Udyr, it's just not very impactful. I would like to see something more along the lines of Aphelios with Udyr. And then I think, like, you know, if you don't have a stance at the start of your turn, generate a stance, and then potentially costing less. It's just so much more impactful. You know, on top of everything else that Udyr has on its package. Why would he go for shield? It's kind of confusing. Or it's a little confusing to me. I thought for sure he'd just go for spear. I guess he's scared of like a ice shard or like a stance. We can heal this back up. Let's try to save ourselves health here while we can. Does he need to survive? He does need to survive. Kind of annoying. Looking for an ice shard would have been nice here. Our curve's also a little bit awkward. Like, I just look at this card without Scargrounds, and I just wonder what is it doing in my deck? Like, I get it with Scargrounds with this plus, like, you have Scargrounds with this plus the Ember Maiden, and your opponent just can't actually deal with it. Suddenly you're dealing, like, 2 damage to the opponent every turn, right? But in this case, it's just sort of just mucking around, doing not much. I gotta proc my Shaman this turn, I guess. Interesting. I would love for him to just papercraft his Fizz, and then I just go for this Entomb. It'd be so good, honestly. I kind of think he's doing it. Like the spell to activate Fizz and then the papercraft on a Fizz. It sort of looks like it based on his mana points. And if I can just obliterate one papercraft here, I feel a little bit safer. Okay. Probably also happy with this position. So I can get down a shaman or something.
The two-headed wolf hunts.
Wait, you could actually synergize that card with this deck. It's actually kind of funnily scary. Scargrounds too late. Maybe.
When will I find peace?
We have a freeze, so we're surviving. So let's just say we rush him down here. Like with the freeze, we're not dying. This can block pretty much anything. And then suddenly we have a chance of just swinging back for lethal. Because like he sort of needs to put us in a position where we're actually dying. Oh, Troll Chant's so good too. Like he just doesn't really have an attack with anything besides Fizz. And if he tries to go in on Fizz, we do have freezes. You can entomb that now. That's a mistake on his part. It's cute and all, but definitely a mistake. We could even just like Troll Chant it, honestly. Or even like freeze it into here. You have so many good ways of just dealing with that. Apologies, I hit the mic. Although I wanted to get Scargrounds down here, I think I'm just gonna play it safe and make sure I have all my mana up that I need. I think he should have definitely went on Fizz. This is all just way too cute. As funny as it is, it's just a little bit too cute. Spreading around buffs is smart. I could honestly just Troll Chant this way, right? Like if I stick you here and I Troll Chant, I can also just do this, force him to do something, and then I just like entomb it. Like if he tries to go in for like a might or something like that, I just entomb this and I feel pretty okay. And I just want to go wide, right? Perfect. So now I'm actually like wide on board, and so I'm threatening to push quite a bit of damage here. He definitely could have just went in on the Fizz. Oh, Ember Maiden is the cherry on the top here. Because now I can Ember Maiden with these, and that's just a ton of damage. So I'll Scargrounds into Ember Maidens here, and I should just win. You should block with Fizz, buddy. Oh, it's funny that this still has might, huh? But he should just be dead here. I don't even need to play Scargrounds this turn. I just play Ember Maiden, and it's 4 damage. Actually, it's 3 damage. So this is like perfect lethal, and then we can do Fear of the North if we need to protect it. Ooh, interesting. Oh, this doesn't work, but it's still lethal if this survives. Nice. We won! Woo! Turns out the best card in this deck is just the Shaman. Like, that's just what closes you games, and then the rest is just like cute, sort of niche scenarios where, yeah, if they can't remove Kench, and you get Kench plus the regeneration, suddenly you can start removing units. But every game we've won, it's because of this card, and I'm beginning to ask myself if it's just a Mammoth Shaman deck or an Udyr deck. But here it is anyways. This is the deck. It's almost playable. It's so close. It just misses card draw. If this had like Bandle City value, this might actually be a contender. But Udyr, copium. If you guys want to pick it up, you know, go give it a shot, I suppose.